Happy hump day, everyone. It's weather for Weather Geeks time on this spectacular, scintillating, amazing Wednesday afternoon. Hope you're enjoying this great weather. And, I mentioned this on the air last night, but if you're wondering when the last time we had a beginning to autumn or an end to September kind of like this, it was just last year. Looking back at the records for September of 2013, here are the dates here on the left, and you can see that we had a long stretch of dry weather that started on the 22nd or 23rd and took us right through the end of the month. And these were the high temperatures for those dates. Now, we're going to get a little warmer this year, but still, we got into the mid 70s, lower 70s, mid 70s for a few days in a row there at the end of September just last year. And October then started out kind of warm as well. So it's kind of amazing. We've had 2 years in a row that the beginning of autumn and the last week of September have just been fantastic weather-wise here across the valley. Of course, we had an ugly long winter last year. Let's hope that this similarity to last September does not have a correlation to the upcoming winter. I'm sure it does not, but you know what I mean. It's we don't want to relive last winter, at least I don't. Let's talk about what's going on today, and of course, not much locally. We've got wall-to-wall sunshine. There's not a cloud in the sky this afternoon, aside from a stray cumulus cloud out there somewhere. Here, as we head into the 2 o'clock hour, it's in the lower and in some places middle 70s. It's just perfect outside if you want to do anything outdoors this afternoon. We're going to miss out on this storm, which is over along the East Coast. This is actually, this qualifies as a nor'easter. When we think nor'easter, a lot of people, the first thing that springs to mind is a big snowstorm. But it doesn't have to be a snowstorm to be a nor'easter. It's simply the track of a low-pressure system that earns it the designation nor'easter. And this is going to track right up the eastern seaboard. It brought ugly weather to Myrtle Beach and surrounding areas yesterday, back to Charlotte. This afternoon, the ugliest weather's in northeast North Carolina, and then up around Virginia Beach. And this will continue tracking right along the East Coast, so New York City gets it, Philadelphia, Boston. But all of this misses us to the east. The leading edge of the cloud shield will get back to about the spine of the Appalachians, maybe as far west as, say, Altoona, maybe DuBois, PA, but around here I expect us to stay clear or mostly clear right through tonight and heading into the day tomorrow. Out to the west, this is kind of interesting. Big, deep, low-pressure system just off the coast of the Northwest. It's right here, and it's producing some rain in Northern California up into Washington and Oregon. They're going to get quite a bit of rain out of this. It'd be nice if some of this rain would spread down into Central California, where they desperately need it, but only the northern, roughly third of the state will get in on the rain from that big Pacific storm out west. So that's just a quick look at what's going on here. I'll take off some of the current information here, throw up our NAM computer model, show you the track of that East Coast storm as we head through time. Let's go ahead to this evening, and just real quickly, just to show you how this thing will track. It's heading into New Jersey, and then by overnight tonight, around midnight, some of this rain will be impacting the Jersey Shore, heading up towards New York City eventually, past midnight. Here's just before daybreak tomorrow morning. As the data loads here, you can see the rain continues to push up the East Coast. But again, as far west as it gets is roughly the spine of the Appalachian Mountains. So no worries with this around here. Our weather just remains absolutely perfect. Here's a quick look at the sequence of maps here heading into the weekend. By Saturday, another dome of high pressure will be centered over the Great Lakes, and it will be warmer as we head into the weekend. We might flirt with 80. It's going to be just as sunny. I mean, I'm telling you, this is the best stretch of weather that I can remember for the calendar year 2014. When you combine the sun with the temperatures, with the lack of humidity, perfect, cool, crisp nights, it's just wonderful. And we're going to stay this way through the upcoming weekend. As we head into next week, it'd be interesting to see what happens with some moisture gathering down to our south. The GFS model, which I'm showing here, kind of dampens that moisture out, or kind of stamps it out by Monday night as it runs into the dry air that's around here. So I suspect we're going to stay dry through at least next Tuesday. Here's next Tuesday evening. The GFS does have a little moisture trying to be wrung out somewhere in the east, but I suspect this is more of a problem for areas east of the Appalachian Mountains. So, we might miss out on precipitation here through at least next Tuesday. And here's a look at the GFS model. Predicted precipitation through next Tuesday morning. Again, it kind of weakens that precipitation as it comes north. So it has a big hole with absolutely nothing, and I mean nothing, for Chicago, for Detroit, for Cleveland, for Youngstown, for Buffalo, Rochester, Pittsburgh, The East Coast gets wet, parts of the Southeast wet, but this is a pretty sizable hole of no precipitation for a solid week. So we're in great shape here. As far as long range temperatures go, looks like the odds favor us staying above average, which is now in the upper 60s. Remember, averages are dropping quickly at this time of the year. Odds favor us staying above average through at least the middle of next week. Here's the middle of next week. The 1st of October is next Wednesday, a week from today. We're still in the lower 70s. Then the GFS model does have a cool down as we head into later in that first week of October and into the second week of the month. Again, we're going to take any long-range forecast with a grain of salt. This may or may not be right, but I do think the odds strongly favor, especially if that moisture coming up from the south doesn't get in here during the first half of next week. I really think the odds favor us staying in the 70s every single day for the next week. Enjoy it. It's only a couple of months until we're going to look back on these kinds of days with much regret that winter is here. If winter is your favorite season, I apologize if I offended you, but based on my quick Facebook survey a couple of days ago, autumn and summer are the two favorite seasons for most of my Facebook fans, at least those who responded. All right, that's today's weather for Weather Geeks. Hope you have a great rest of the day. I'll see you right back here tomorrow afternoon, and you can see me on the news tonight, 21 News at both 6 and 11.